Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video I'm going to educate you on the Baker Act and specifically playing games. What do I mean by that? Look, our phone rings off the hook even on the weekends with people who have been illegally detained. And it's normally family members calling because their loved one is now a ward of the state. State's now the legal guardian, and as such they have little if any access to their loved one. And it's akin to sort of falling into a big black hole. You just sort of disappear because nobody knows you're there. And what we hear routinely is, well, the facility's playing games. What do I mean by that? Well, the facility starts saying, you can come and visit tomorrow. So they go to visit tomorrow and now they can't get in. Or the facility says, well, they're going to get released tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and they don't get released. And that happens, sort of on a repeated basis. We're going to reach out to their doctor just to see what they need. They never call the doctor. Or we're going to call you tomorrow and let you know what time to come pick them up. They never call. We're not planning to keep them. They should be out within a day or two. A day or two comes, and whoever that person was that told them that is no longer to be found. They're just gone. Or the psychiatrist that saw them on Monday said they're coming home tomorrow. The psychiatrist who sees them on Tuesday said no, they're not. And these sort of playing games, the sort of moving of the proverbial goalpost goes on and on and on, and it's day after day after day, and the person doesn't get released. Why does the facility do that? Well, because they're trying to string you along, right? They don't want you to fight. And if you've got health insurance, well, this is how they make money. Every minute of the day that goes past, they're billing every pill. They're billing every group session. They're billing. You get the idea here, right? This is a shakedown. This is about making money. And if you're going to allow the facility to, quote, play games with you, then they're going to continue to do so. Why wouldn't they? They're in business to make money here. They're for profit. Even though they're an agent of the state's mental health system and as such can lock your loved one up and restrict their liberty, they're here to make money. And so if you are going to allow them to just continue to string you along, well, then they're going to continue to string you along. If you are going to permit them to, quote, play games with you, they're going to continue to play games with you. Why? Because they can get away with it. They know that you're not serious. Why would they think that you're serious about fighting to get your loved one out? Because every time they tell you something, you believe it. And I'm not finding fault with you because I've had my own family member Baker Act and I know what it feels like. But listen, this is serious stuff. And if you have seen any of my other videos out there about the Baker Act, and I think at this point, there's several hundred of them, my philosophy is that the minute your loved one gets detained, you should fight like hell to get them out. Even if it's a good case, even if they needed to be Baker Acted, you should still be fighting to get them out. Because your ability, your legal right, even if you are a healthcare proxy who's been designated by the patient to make decisions for them, your rights have been terminated. You no longer have any ability or right to make decisions for them. Your healthcare proxy, throw it in the garbage. It's not worth the paper it's written on. It's completely meaningless because the state's power to do what they want with your loved one is absolute. It's absolute. And so the way to get those rights back, especially ones that have been given to you, designated to you in a healthcare proxy, is to go into court and enforce the rights that you have. Otherwise, you have a worthless piece of paper. That's how it works. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just telling you how it works in the real world. And so this is my philosophy. Fight like hell. Get your loved one out. Bad things happen to people in these facilities. People get beaten up. They get forcibly medicated. They get rendered catatonic. They get sexually assaulted. Bad things happen to people in Baker Act facilities. And it was, my loved one, having gone through it, I know what I'm doing, and I know what I would tell you to do if you call our office. I'm going to tell you to fight like hell. Do not leave your loved one in a facility any longer than you need to. If you don't have the funds, let's help you to find the funds. You can have that conversation with my intake department. There are options for financing a case, and I'm not going to get into that now, but the point is, do what it needs to be done to get them out. I'm telling you, this is not a good place for them. And if they need help, then let's have that conversation about getting them help so you don't have to keep going through this. Because eventually, if someone gets Baker Acted enough, guess what? You won't get them back. Because the state will take the position that you had a chance to do it repeatedly and you didn't do it. And they're going to do it for you, and they will. And you won't like the results of that, I promise you. So anyway, I hope that helps. I want to just share that with you. If you have any comments or questions, please post them. I read all of them, and I typically respond within 24 hours and sometimes a whole lot quicker. And if you like the video, please, I appreciate a thumbs up, and please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.